Excited to have you here today. My name is Stephanie Drago. I've been in this industry for almost 10 years and working e-commerce and marketing and all things digital for over 20 years. So back when, I was just joking about Amazon. Amazon was still selling books when I was building my own business, building websites. So I was doing this from scratch for customers. So I love e-commerce. It's been a big part of my growing up, you might say, and I'm very glad to be here today. So continue filling in that poll. I see lots of answers so far, and I'm going to introduce you to our speakers. So Kate Dougal. Kate Dougal has been here for 12 years, leading technology and the nitty-gritty of every product detail. So when we think back to 2020, it was really Kate in charge of the system that you're going to get to know today, so called NavInc, and the thousands of products that she added last year. So really a game changer. Welcome, Kate.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Dougal, and I'm Navitor's Technology Product Manager. And I've committed my skills in process and product engineering to help launch thousands of products for hundreds of distributors. I'm so happy to be here and to meet you all today.
Thanks, Kate. It's good to have you. And Megan Mulvihill. Megan has been working technology in this industry for 5 years. She works directly with distributors on finding creative technology solutions as well as implementation. So really kind of that know-how there of what happens with your sites. She is really the expert when it comes to making those connections between the distributor technology, supplier technology, customization, manufacturing, and really getting them all stitched together. So welcome, Megan.
Thanks, Stephanie. It's great to be here. I'm really looking forward to digging into the NavInc strategy with all of you to help us grow those sales.
Thanks, Megan. So it's really good to have you. All right, so I'm going to share the poll results so you guys can see these. So it looks like most of the folks here today are saying that they don't have an e-commerce site, but they don't have e-commerce, but they do have a website. And then it looks like a bunch of you do have a cart to check out. So about 25% of the audience here. So those will be important statistics. Basically, we're going to have concrete action steps for each of you, no matter which of the 4 steps you're on. All right, so in order to triple your product count, we're going to really narrow in on adding e-commerce to your site. So the two main focus segments today. So if you don't have e-commerce on your site, you'll have some action steps. If you're already there, then we're going to also give you the demo and show you how to integrate with NavInc to add more products to your site. So we'll stay very focused along then 3 priorities. And again, those action steps. So popular ways to add e-commerce. So if you don't have an e-commerce site today, a demo of the NavInc solution, and success stories. We'll just sprinkle those throughout so you can understand how other distributors are doing it. So as we get into Kate's section here, now is your chance to really focus on you. So we always do this, but turn off your cell phones, shut down email, shut down those distractions, and really invest in you. So Kate, let's go over to you to the first step. How are we defining e-commerce?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Hi, everyone. I'm Kate. Let's start with what is e-commerce? Now, we probably all know this scene. This happens to be a prank, but we get it. E-commerce means ordering online. COVID changed consumer practices overnight, with more consumers shopping and buying online from home than ever before. Forbes reported a Euromonitor international study that estimated that 17% of all goods would be bought online in 2021, which is almost doubled from 2016. That same study also reported a huge shift toward e-commerce, with consumers becoming more dependent on online shopping than ever before. We saw online purchases grow by 24%, while store-based sales declined by 7%. E-commerce is defined as buying and selling goods online with electronic payment in return. And there's usually a site involved where a buyer can search or browse for products that they put in their cart and order. The benefits of e-commerce include faster and more flexible buying processes for customers, cost reduction, affordable advertising and marketing, product and price comparisons via online product listings, and even faster response to buyer and market demands. However, with distributor sites, I've met with enough customers to know that a reseller may or may not have e-commerce, but the site can still act as an ordering tool via email or phone. This way of ordering can have its own challenges, as it requires manual intervention to submit the order that can reduce your speed to service the buyer or even undermine your profitability and scalability. Fundamentally, everything we'll talk about today for tripling your product count will require a cart. You may be having an aha moment if you think about your site and realize you don't have a cart, but we're going to talk you through some of the popular solutions that will give you access to a cart in the next slides. And as you can see, we have a poll popping up here to help you think through what your site has. So Stephanie, are we seeing any of those poll results coming in? Do we have any aha moments from the crowd here on the call?
Yeah, it looks like we are having a few aha moments. So, there are, we just see a lot of people talking, like Kate said, of different definitions of e-commerce. So as you guys are kind of filling this in, let's just see kind of how that changes the numbers. So when we were talking with the previous poll, we had about 24% of folks with a cart. So I'm going to quick end the polling here and just share the results of where we are now. So it looks like now that has increased to about 54% do actually have a cart. So that's going to be an important part. Now, again, if you don't have a cart, so if you're kind of in the other group there, this next section is going to be really important for you, and Kate will have some good tips for that.
Awesome. Let's take a look at some of those popular e-commerce solutions then. So as we know, e-commerce is becoming more and more important to how we do business online, and Google would tell you the same thing. There are over 225 million hits in Google if you search for the term e-commerce. The market is saturated with options, with brands becoming more recognizable each day. Here that you may be familiar with, such as Wix, Shopify, WordPress, and Magento. The ability to incorporate e-commerce as a solution or add cart functionality to your content site is one of the first steps to looking scalably at tripling your product count and leveraging our product builders to access thousands of products in our offering. Just remember, having that cart is the first step. And if you don't know where to get started in those 225 million search results on Google, there are some brands you may encounter often in the market. Just to be clear, these companies are not affiliated with Navitor, but these are popular solutions you may find. And if you do use one of these e-commerce solutions, please know that none of them automatically comes with a NavInc integration, but having a cart is a great step and requirement for having an integration with us. Wix is a browser-based e-commerce solution that is best for small to mid-sized stores and currently powers more than 600,000 stores. Wix added over 200,000 of those in 2020 alone. WordPress is one of the most popular softwares available, with 34% of all websites on the internet using WordPress as a platform, and over 500,000 sites a day are being built, as compared to 60 to 80 sites a day for Shopify or Squarespace. Magento is an open source platform that claims to power 31% of the top 100,000 e-commerce sites as a result of their customized approach to third-party integrations. And if you're not using any of these e-commerce solutions or don't have an e-commerce site, we can help. Navitor has a solution for distributors that do not have a site or a site with a cart. Contact us to set up a company's site with Navitor. We'd be more than happy to work with you to add e-commerce to your business. Let us worry about the technical aspects of a website so your new site can do the work for you to grow your sales. And we can't wait to talk you through more of the details. So I'll hand you back to Stephanie for our next segment.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Kate. So it seems like, really about half of the group here in this audience today has a cart, and half of you don't. So either way, if you don't have a cart, these are some of your solutions. And if you do have a cart, then this next part is really going to be for you. So if you're kind of in the part of, hey, I need to add a cart to my site, that's one of the things that, kind of think of that as like inspiration, hopefully, for your, 1 to 2 year investment plan for your business. Okay, so what I'd like to just share with you then is, when we're talking with distributors who are at this decision point of, what do they need to do to grow their sales? Technology can be really intimidating. There's a lot of options out there. You have a lot of suppliers. There's lots of technologies. There's so many things there. So we wanted to make 2 things really clear. Number 1, what is the process to get there? And then what is our goal? And our goal, or the reason that you're here today, is to triple your product count. So whether you have 5 products or 500 products on your site, how do you triple that? And so adding new products adds new sales. And that's really going to be the theme today over and over. Add new products, add new sales, right? So This is just going to be kind of a fun way to see how the technology can really work and make it very visual. So hopefully as we're talking through some of the ins and outs of these integrations, that it makes sense and that that goal of adding new products to add new sales really stays top of mind. So I'm going to introduce you to Dee and Sam and share with you a little bit of a video. Meet Dee. She's been a distributor for 15 years and sells a wide variety of products. She works with lots of suppliers, including Sam. Dee has a website with a cart. She has some products, but no customization, so customers are still sending her emails with their logo. And she still has to submit the order to a supplier. She wants to add more products, but the whole idea is daunting. So here's Sam. Some suppliers have integrations where distributors can pick and choose from print and promo products and categories to add to their own site. The customers never even leave the site. Dee decides to give it a try. Here, Dee is choosing to add employee safety products, 2 specialty business cards, and soft signage. Woohoo! Dee added dozens of products and now has access to thousands more. Dee got some IT support for part of the integration. Now let's meet the customer, Chris. Dee is super excited to show Chris her wide range of products on her own site. Chris loves the customization options and that the pricing matches his budget. Win-win! All right, so hopefully that was kind of a fun way to get revved up about the possibilities on your sites. So how do you access these thousands of products then on NavInc? So it's called the global catalog. So all of these are in that global catalog. So I'm going to pass this over to Megan to take us through the NavInc demo and give you a little bit more information there. Megan.
Awesome, thank you. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay, so NavInc is a Navitor solution that provides you access to exactly what it says here. So the global catalog. The NavInc integration includes all Navitor categories and individual products plus more. And any of these can be added to your e-commerce site, just like you saw with Dee's site. You've added plugins or add-ons to your browser. Think of this as a large plugin into your e-commerce site. What's great about this is it fits in an iframe. And so it allows your customers to remain on your website. So the look and the feel remains 100% your site. As you can see, this blue border around here, that would be your site. We're iframed in. The ability to plug the Navitor solution into your e-commerce platform is pretty straightforward, and we do have team members who handle hundreds of these to help you smoothly work through those steps. With our experience in helping hundreds of other distributors from small, medium, large, and extra large distributors, they sell millions of dollars worth of print and promo to their customers through NavInc, but it's always using their own cart. Let's jump into the demonstration so we can take a look at that user experience. All right. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take a look. So first you may be wondering, how do we connect with you? So I know one of the questions has come up, can we plug into a different website? Yes, we definitely can. So here's that iframe, as you can see. And there's a couple different ways we can plug in. You can plug in at the category level, which means you simply tell us, hey, I want to offer notebooks and planners. And we pull up all the information from there. We'll provide the images, we'll provide the descriptions, we'll even provide subcategories. The other option is if you just want our product to help enhance yours, we can do it at an item level, meaning you own the description, you own the images, and when your customers are ready to customize, they come out to our system to help do that. It then obviously goes back into your cart as we've stated. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig into 3 of our product builders. Now, each of these product builders are set up for the best user experience based on what we've seen buyers look for. The first one we're going to look at is our brand identity product builder. What's great about this one is that it really locks down those brand standards. When your customers are coming to buy from you, they can be assured that they're going to get the exact print that they need, the colors, the brands, the logos, and it's all completely locked down. I'm going to go ahead and hit create. We're going to jump into that product builder and you can take a look at what I'm talking about. So from here, you can see that this is the card. When I go ahead and I enter my name, you'll see it populate on the card in real life. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that I'm the president of this company. And I'm just going to enter in an address. And it's populating as I type. Now, what's great about this as well is if I decide not to put in a part that's required, so if I didn't put city, state, or zip, it's not going to let me submit the order. So we can guarantee your customers that they are going to get exactly what they're looking for. As this populates, you'll see that preview. I also have the ability to view it in a full size, or I can email it. So if I want somebody to sign off on it before I go ahead and order, I can do that as well. All right, so that's the best part of this product builder. Like I said, it's brand standards, you're aligned, and you can assure your customers that they're going to get exactly what they're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel, and we're going to pop out of this one, and we're going to go into another one of our product builders. And what's great about this product builder is it's really an open canvas. So this one that we're going into allows for the best user experience for marketing materials, banners, posters, and we've created over thousands of templates for you to use, but you can always upload your own as well. So I'm just going to go into a banner and you'll be able to see the difference in this user experience. Let's go ahead and hit create. And here it's going to load for me. And here you can see a selection of templates. Now, a lot of these are COVID related, but isn't everything. So we'll go ahead and hit this banner right here. And it's going to pre-populate. So seating by reservation only. And I can delete things if I want. I can add things if I want to change. So maybe I'm going to say call Megan today. And then if I want to add my logo, I can. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit add logo here. And it's going to pop up. I can upload my own, which is great, or I can use a stock logo. Well, of course, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit stock logo. There's this cute little pig that I like to use, so I'm going to go ahead and click on him. And from here, so he's black, I'm going to make him a pink pig. So I'm going to go ahead and customize that. And then when I go ahead and I'm going to move that, I'll hit next. This is going to populate, and here I can see this is exactly what it's going to look like. And I can accept and I can improve my artwork. Again, giving me that peace of mind that exactly what I'm seeing is exactly what's going to be printed. Again, I can view the PDF proof or I can email it out if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and hit return to design and we'll pop out of this one and we'll finish out in our promo studio. Let me jump over to that. And so this next product builder that I'm showing you is for promotional products. And what makes this one significantly different than the others is that we all know promotional products come with a lot of attributes. You've got t-shirt sizes, you've got t-shirt colors, sometimes you've got different logo placement. And so I want to walk through how that experience looks. We'll go ahead and we'll hit create. And here it's bringing me into a t-shirt. And as it loads, it's going to load up quite a few t-shirt colors. What's awesome about this is if I want to do aqua, but maybe I only want one of each size. And so now I have 5. Minimum quantity is 12. So gee, I should pick another color. So I'm going to go with brown. And we're going to do another, and now I'll do 2 of each size. So now I've hit my minimum quantity, but I can mix those t-shirt colors. I can also mix the sizes. So I'm not required to order a minimum 12 of a small or 12 of a medium. It's going to populate that total right here. Go ahead and hit next. And here's my imprint options. For the sake of the demo, we're just going to do a full front imprint. Go ahead and hit continue. And then I'm going to do my logo and art only. So here we go. This is going to display my t-shirt. And as it loads, I can take a look. So I've got saved logos or my art. I can upload my own, or we can do a stock art and mascot. I'm just going to do stock art. Let's see what's trending today. All right, let's go here. Teamwork makes the dream work. The imprint is black, but if I wanted to change that, I could. Keeping in mind that my t-shirt colors are aqua and brown, I should probably try to pick one that looks good at that. Let's go with yellow. Not sure it's going to look great, but we'll give it a shot anyways. So from here, you can see that this is my logo preview and my t-shirt is loading. As it loads, now I can see what it would look like in that teal. I can see the full t-shirt to make sure that that's exactly where I want the imprint. And then because I picked brown as well, I can go ahead and switch it and I can see what that yellow looks like in the brown. As long as that's what I'm looking for. That again, there we go. All right, then I'd add to cart. And it's just gonna come back to you for you and your customers to be able to purchase. So that's the last of the 3 product builders that I wanted to highlight today. So if any of this interested you as we're going through the demo, and I know it's a pretty quick demo as we walk through it, we are more than happy to spend some time individually and doing what we call a flash appraisal. And what's nice about that flash appraisal, though sometimes I'd like to say maybe it'll be like tech time with Megan or something like that. I'll spend some time with you. We'll dig into what your current offering is. And then we'll get into what would be the best user experience and what can we do to help you add these items. Whether it's based on the polls where we've talked about, do you have a cart? If you don't have a cart, it's not a problem. We'll definitely help you get there as well. All right. And
Good.
then, yeah, my computer froze on me.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks pretty good. This flash appraisal, I think it'll be a really important tool, and I can see a lot of folks already in the chat and saying that that could be really useful. Were there any last points, Megan, you wanted to make?
No, I just say if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out. I know we've got some time for the Q&A now, so happy to answer any questions there.
Good. Good. Okay. So thank you for all of these technology options, Megan and Kate, this is really great. So one thing before we turn over to Q&A, this is available to Navitor members. So if you're not a Navitor member already, take 5 minutes to fill out the application on navitor.com. I see a lot of questions in there about ASI and PPA, like all of those folks. If you're already members there, then you can be a member with Navitor. So no problem there. And you will also have access to tools, materials, and the products as well, and the technology. So this includes that 15-minute flash appraisal that Megan's talking about. And we do promise that she doesn't bite. She's quite friendly. We do have a ton of questions. So I'm wondering maybe we should actually move into the Q&A sort of a little bit ahead of time. Because I think that'll really help. And the last thing before we kind of move into Q&A here is, I always love that line of when is the best time to plant a tree? Sure, it was 20 years ago, but the second best time to plant a tree is today. So think of this investment today for you and your business and plant that seed. So for the half of you or so that have a cart, you can see that you can get into these new products and adding these really quickly. For the other half that don't have a cart, then you're really looking at, how do I bring e-commerce into my website today? So I think those are 2 main, it looks like groups in the audience that we have today. So shall we move into Q&A? I'm trying to note a lot of them down and I'll kind of get us started then. I'm going to stop sharing unless we need to go back to something, but then this way you guys can see us and we can make sure to get you what you need. So a lot of questions on, will this work with my site? And so some of the sites that were suggested was Shopify, I Promote You, are we integrated with ASI or Sage? Those are some of the main ones that I saw in the questions there. So maybe Megan, you want to touch on that first and some of the ones that have been popular for integrations and just kind of generally give some information.
Yeah. So most of those sites, if not all of them, have been integrated into, or we are working on an integration at this time. So Sage, ASI, the Pro stores, all of those are either in the works or we have completed and we'd be able to offer that product. One thing I didn't highlight when we went through the demo was that it's not an all or nothing either. So if there are some items that you saw that you want to turn on to enhance what you already offer, we can do that. You're not committed to everything that we offer, but you would be able to do that in your current integrations today.
There was another question then about, can you hire someone to help with these integrations? And maybe you both could touch on, the technology or IT support a distributor might need for an integration.
Sure. So we do provide quite a bit of documentation to start out with. We have worked with multiple third parties, so that's not a problem. If you needed to hire somebody, we'd help you give that direction and work directly with that developer as well, to make sure that it all gets done.
Good. Kate, you want to add anything there?
We really want to be able to support you through the whole process. So no matter if you have an IT team that's within your own business or you're hiring without, we can help to really tailor our approach to your pace so that you have as much support and alignment from our group as possible, because we know that this is the next step in a journey for some of you to take this approach to tripling your product count. And that is something we want to help guide you through as well. So we're not that we're going to just give you something and kind of put you out to sea. We definitely want to partner with you on that next step.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, some of the, and in past webinars too, we've talked about, like, there is some heavy lifting to these integrations. You know, it's not just downloading an iPhone app, you know, there's product setup, there's connecting in the points for manufacturing, because NavInc, this solution works with your cart. You know, there's some questions down here about pricing. So whose pricing is it, and how do they get to control that? So can we talk a little bit about how it goes from, you know, their site, you know, the distributor's site, our integration, right? Their pricing and then the distributor's cart. Can we just talk about that a little bit more? I see a lot of questions there.
Sure. So I saw a question asking, can I have the control over how the pricing displays? Can I set my own retails? And that's a common question that we get. Absolutely can. We have the ability for you to display your retails as you've set them, and we can help make recommendations around that. But ultimately, that pricing is up to you. And we want to be able to give you the flexibility to have that customized for your business. Megan, would you add anything else about the way that the pricing is supported between the integration points?
I think you covered a good amount of it. I would say, you know, from as far as Stephanie had said, the connection points, right? So it's your website. I highlighted very quickly how you could come into us. And so if you wanted to send us that item information, we pop it up, we help you configure it. It goes back into your shopping cart. The pricing can be owned on your side as well. So you can display it before you even come into us. And then in the configurator, we can choose to display that pricing or not. And so we definitely have a lot of customization there that we can do. But pricing, like you said, Kate, pricing can be set at your level, you know, at the retail level if you want. And then, you know, we would help get those products set up for you.
Okay. What about promotions? I think they were talking about discounts. Like if I have a discount on my site for, I don't know, soft signage, let's say I added that to the site from NavInc. How does that work?
Sure. So because the shopping cart is owned on what we'll say the e-commerce site, promotional codes are usually loaded there. So NavInc, being just the product builder, will help them customize. But if you want to discount, we'd need to look at what your platform offers. A lot of them will let you do 20% off a specific item number. And so once it goes into your cart, you're more than welcome to add those promotions. And it will not impact how we configure that item.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There are a few questions. It looks like some folks may have, what is NavInc? So let's just define that again. Megan, you want to just take what is NavInc? Let's just say that again, because I think it's one of those things that you kind of need to hear and see probably a couple of times to really, oh, I get it. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, definitely. So NavInc is the Navitor tool that gives you access to all of our Navitor products that are customized and that we want you to go in and enhance, right? Your business cards, your banners, your posters, all of that. It's a one-time integration that you go ahead, you plug into Navitor, and then we offer up all of our products. Again, you can pick and choose what you want to turn on. So maybe you just want business cards, but 2 months down the road, you decide that, hey, a lot of my customers are asking for envelopes too. Great, it's already in there. NavInc is holding all of that information for you, and we would just be able to turn it on. You turn it on in your site, and we go ahead and customize. So NavInc is a really great tool to give you access to the Navitor offering in a one quick integration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to stick on the integrations a little bit longer because I've got a few more specific ones. Wix, GoDaddy, Carlson Craft e-commerce site. Not sure if I missed any others, but OpenCart. Sorry, those are the 4 that I'm seeing right now.
Yep, so all of those can be connected. So we, like I said earlier, we've got the documentation that we can provide. We would need to work with an IT or a development resource to do that. There's nothing that's an open API at this time. So we would definitely be able to work with you though to get those items set up. I think Shopify was another one. I don't know if that was or WordPress. Definitely we can plug into any site that has a shopping cart, or we can help you provide a cart, you know, a site with a shopping cart.
Yep.
So we can plug into all of those. There's nothing that's just flip a switch right now. So that's why we've got all the team members waiting to help you with that.
Mm-hmm. And then for the folks who don't have a site with a cart, so Robert was asking, you know, I use the Navitor cart. So I think that means navitor.com maybe, or it might mean that they're actually using a full e-commerce solution with Navitor. So maybe Kate or Megan, you guys want to take this one and talk about the full e-commerce solution a little bit?
Sure. So the full e-commerce solution, so what we can do, we do have a white labeled e-commerce solution that we have customers set up on today. And so if you only have a content site and you want something with a shopping cart, we can help you from that, you know, from setting up that website, the URL, getting those items set up, merchandised, and then plugging into NavInc or integrating to NavInc to get those items customized. And so if you're sitting there wondering, well, I don't have a shopping cart, but gosh, I really want to go ahead and get access to these items, definitely something we would cover in that flash appraisal, and we can talk through how that all works. But we do have an offering if you do not have a shopping cart, or if you need to use a different one. You know, maybe you want this as a separate product offering.
Okay. Okay, there's some really good questions. So we talked about retails. You can set your own retail. There's another question coming from Kimmy about do you bill the customers or do we? So let's like restate that. So if you're using NavInc, you're using your own e-commerce site. So your billing remains your billing. We're not billing your customer. In fact, we don't have the identity of your customer or your credit card information, anything like that. You handle the billing. Megan and Kate, you guys want to talk through then, you know, any other billing details with that?
I think you covered it pretty well.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, really what we're doing is we're enhancing your user experience to customize products for printed and promo items. How they pay for it, if there's promotional codes, any of that, really goes back to your e-commerce platform.
Agreed.
And billing to the distributor then, that would just go as a normal monthly billing cycle, right?
Absolutely, it would.
Okay. Okay, so then another person is saying, so to make it clear, we integrate with WordPress and Shopify. Yes, yes. So, you know, every integration, how Megan's just describing, can be different depending on which products you're choosing, your own site, its code. There's a lot of just nuances to that, as you can imagine. So that's what Megan will do, is walk through that. So when you guys do a flash appraisal, and I put that back on the screen so you can see it, that flash appraisal, she's going to be asking you questions that you can see in there. They're not complicated questions. You know, do you have multiple manufacturers that you're trying to serve? Do you have e-commerce already? Do you have access to IT support? Do you want to show new categories or just new products? All of these are going to be factors in your integration, and she'll walk you through that. Okay, so hopefully I got that question. All right, so another question then is, can promo products be added to the same cart as Navitor products? So can I expand on that question a little bit, as promo products, print products, your own products from your own website all go to your cart? Kate, you want to add more on that one?
That's correct. So we have the ability to take products that are built or enhanced in different user experiences that are housed in NavInc. We have these different user experiences that are tailored to best showcase a print product, a promo product, or even one of your own. And then they all go back to your cart so that it's a seamless kind of merging at the end when you're going to process your order and release it for manufacturing and fulfillment. So spot on, Stephanie. Thanks for that call out about adding the additional products for the distributor.
Okay, because that's a follow-up question then too, is if a customer checks out, who gets the art? How does it get to production, Kate? Can you just talk through that one a little bit more?
Absolutely. So when we receive the order information along with the customizations the user made in the configurator, along with any art that's uploaded, that's all processed behind the scenes in our product builders. And then we have a set way to transfer that data back to you through the integration so that you have access to what you need to fulfill the order, whether that is, the specifications that are being transferred back or an output file that you might need that has the total layout and all of the product selections. So great question, Stephanie.
Okay, good. Don't give me credit. Good. Okay, so then, there's a lot of questions coming in about this order submission. So Kimmy's asking, okay, the customer submits the order on the distributor's website, right? And the files are all like included within that. The customer pays the distributor for their order. So all the same shopping cart, all the same checkout that you have already. The confirmation of the order still comes from the distributor's website, whatever you're doing today. So we as Navitor have zero communication with your customer, none.
Exactly.
And so the question came through is, do I need to approve that? And I was thinking, well, no, you don't need to approve it. I don't know if somebody wanted to approve it before it goes through, how, we're talking web to print now. So how, some people might want eyes on it. Some people might not want eyes on it. So can you guys touch on that?
So I think we're hearing you might have the proof approval step, which allows you to be able to pause and send off a PDF to be approved with that layout, or you might have different pieces built into your e-commerce process that you're trying to use as an approval to steps before an order is actually sent all the way through to manufacturing. So I think that we can work within any of those e-commerce scenarios where you want to put an approval step in place. But then from the other side of that, we do have a built-in functionality within our product builder to give you the ability to save down a PDF and have that sent off or even email from right within NavInc so that you can get that approval as quickly as possible.
Okay. And then there's some questions too about what kinds of files you can load in. So is it vector files, JPEGs, PDFs, PNGs? There's also then the question of resolution. Will it be pixelated or not? So how about we talk through the files and then how sort of the user approval process works in the tool in NavInc? Kate, you want to?
Sure. So there are a number of different file types, and it can get a little technical when you're talking about all of them. But do accept a variety of different file types within the product builders, and we leverage different resolutions to make it as easy as possible for you to take an outside logo that you might have designed or another asset and have that used to enhance the product in the configurator. Specifically, I think there are some variations based on which types of products you're enhancing, but in general, we're looking for some standards within minimum DPIs, and almost all of our most common file types are accepted and can be used. Megan, would you add to that?
Just to add on to there is, so if a customer were to upload a logo or a piece of artwork that was low resolution, they will receive an error that lets them know that it's low resolution and it may print pretty fuzzy. They also will receive an error if the item is set up to print in RGB, but we print it CMYK. So we do have some error messaging set up so customers are made aware that what they're signing off on, if they upload something and it's going to be fuzzy, we will tell them it's going to be fuzzy.
Yeah. I know in my experience with customer artwork over a decade or so, the more sort of warnings you can give people and ability to fix it, the more likely that they will. And that, you can really reduce reprints just by giving those warnings. So think of this technology as sort of 10 years of learning and growing in how to help customers not make those, file mistakes and get that pixelated artwork so that you can go web to print and be confident in that. There's also things like bleeds, right? Lines so that you can't, your artwork fits and centers the way you want it to. Mm-hmm. You can always override stuff if you want, but we do give strong warnings to help people navigate that. Okay. Okay, so another question. Wow, I don't know that we've ever gotten this many questions, and there's still like 20 out here that we haven't even hit. So let's see. So I got that one. All right, and keep them coming in because I'm just going to try to keep up with you guys. So there's a way, some questions on templates and abilities for customers to add their own designs, or maybe I think Angela might be asking if she actually does she does her own graphic design. So is there a way to populate that within the website? And so part of this answer, like if you were doing a NavInc integration, might be you might have templates on your core website, that the user would download. And then when the user is actually going through and personalizing or customizing it, then they would use your template to kind of import into the system. Mm-hmm. Is that the best way to describe it? You guys might have a more elegant description.
You're spot on with that. And we also have the ability, we have such a broad array of templates that we've really tried to curate for our different products to help users have ready-made solutions for what they want to customize. So we have everything ranging from design templates that are built for each of our unique products to a really wide library of stock icons that a user can bring in to further enhance maybe some artwork that they're bringing into the configurator from their own designs, and some that they might want to pick and choose from within our own selection as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're getting a few questions around Distributor Central. We did show that link show that logo as part of, what sites you might already be using. And so Distributor Central and then WooCommerce were two more to just talk about. And Megan, I know your answer is going to be, yes, we can. And we find each integration to be so unique that we're ready to do any of them and to work with, your platform that you're on. And so I think that's going to be your answer. So WooCommerce and Distributor Central. Megan?
Correct. Yep. If I could quote a salesperson one time, the answer is always yes, right? So yes, we can integrate. We can work with you to do that on those platforms.
And I'm thinking we should probably clarify. So we're saying plugin, and so sometimes that makes it sound like what I add to my Firefox or my Chrome, like it's an add-on. So in a sense, yes, it is. It is just like that, where you fit it in. But think of all the tentacles that need to be tied out to your products and then to your cart. There are a lot of those. And so that's why each one, Megan, that's why we have whole teams that manage these for you. And is there a cost to hire someone on our side? Is there a Navitor cost to doing that? Megan, Kate?
So I saw that question too. And so I'll let Kate jump in as well. But as far as like a Navitor person setting up the items can automatically come in with that integration. So if you were to meet, let's just go through this. So you meet with me and we talk about, you have a website, you have a shopping cart, but we really want to enhance your user experience. So let's plug in our product builders. Once we do that, you can pick and choose through that global catalog. Those items are already set up for you with descriptions and images, and we can provide that information to you as well. Now, if you wanted to hire somebody to load it on your actual e-commerce platform, I don't know that we do that today, but it's definitely something we could uncover as we discuss more. I know the appraisal, it's a flash appraisal, will be about 15 minutes, could definitely be longer. And these are a lot of those things that we would cover at that time. Product selection, what do you want your user experience to look like? Is search important to you? Speed to market more important? We would go through that.
Absolutely. Megan, you touched on so many of the nuances that go along with making those decisions to give you the most from your e-commerce site to go back and triple your product count. I think that with Megan's expertise, and like Stephanie said, she doesn't bite, we would be able to really customize something that meets all of your needs as best as we can. So Megan's ready and waiting for those and promise that she'll be gentle.
Right. There are some questions about cost for this. And so what I would just recommend, because there are multiple options, it really depends on your setup, your site, how many products you want. I mean, there's just a lot that kind of goes into that. And so what I would just recommend is to do the flash appraisal and talk through that and give Megan a chance to talk through some of the options and then the costing there too. So it's not to be totally evasive with you, but there are just so many nuances that we wanted to make sure that you guys had a chance to understand kind of the opportunities really. And then Megan can talk you through how that might look. Okay, so last question, and I know today's session was really around NavInc and your own cart. But the last question I'll just add is, do you offer a full custom site? So do we also offer the full e-commerce solution? So from end to end, homepage, browsing, configuration, customization, cart, the whole thing. We do offer that as well, right, Megan?
Right. Yep, we definitely do. And so don't shy away from the appraisal or meeting with me if you're like, this looked really great, but I don't have a cart. We definitely have a solution for you there. Today's focus was just on how we can enhance what you already have.
Okay. So we promised an extra 15 minutes of Q&A. So there are still a lot of questions out there. Do you guys want to go another couple of minutes? Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so all right, so that sounds good. So it looks like there's some questions around the customizing warnings on the artwork. So we were just talking about how much of an improvement that can make. Can those be customized? My guess is probably not, because that's what makes this sort of fast to use, is that it's already ready for you. But what maybe, Kate, you could just talk about is the millions of dollars that goes through this system, and that's what's informed our warnings so far. So maybe, Kate, you want to just touch on what the warnings might be and a little bit more of the background?
Absolutely. We've done a lot of testing and a lot of analysis to find user-friendly warnings that can give a user enough information and some gentle guidance towards, hey, you have low resolution on the file you've uploaded. And it gives you that information, as opposed to if you drag a piece of artwork off of the imprint area, it also would give you a warning saying your art may not show in its entirety because you've dragged this outside of an imprint area. We're really customizing our warnings to our user base to give you really great, well-founded, well-researched solutions within the configurator. And those warnings are meant to be helpful guides and detailed enough without you having to read a paragraph of text, so that you can quickly understand, what action do I need to take to resolve that error?
Mm-hmm. I think that's really good. I know in my own experience, we cut down reprints by 75% just because of the warnings that we put through on the configurator. So it really can make a big difference. So there's another question. Okay, so this is a tricky one. So I'm going to ask this, and we might have to explain this a couple of ways. So Zach is asking, can you integrate multiple products across multiple pages versus all in one page? So I'm looking to optimize search using this method. So I'm trying to draw out, I think, Zach, what you're saying is you have your own site, you have probably your own products. And so how do these products mix in with your products for search on your site? I think I have that. So if that is the case, then Megan, so if I'm doing search on my site, how do you see both the products that you probably already have in your e-commerce and then the products that we're showing you on NavInc?
Sure. So that is a complete customer control there. So for instance, let's talk about banners, or let's go a little higher level. Let's say you have a category for events and you personally sell tents and table displays. Okay. And we're going to sell the banners, or we're going to help you customize the banners. So your user would go ahead and click on events. It's going to pop up with a bunch of items. Now you could take an image of our banner, put it on your site. You can type in the description, so that way when your customer goes and types in banner, it'll pop up in your search, right? And so then at the bottom of your description, you could put a customize button. And when your customer clicks on that customize button, that's when it'll bring in the Navitor iframe, and they'll just customize it. But you're never going to lose those search terms if you own it on your side. So we would just suggest that you market these Navitor items the same way you do things that you would produce yourself, and then just come to us when you want to configure it or to design it. And then when it's back to you, you've got all that information again. And so you definitely can. And in addition, so events make sense for banners, but maybe you want another category that is just banners. Our items can live across multiple categories. So your customers can search for it and find it that way. They could stumble across it and find it that way. But you can come into us at any level you want, and you can merchandise your items as, however you want to, and just come to us when they want to design it.
Yeah, and I think the come to us, that's the integration. I want to make sure that that's really clear, because and until you see it, that's, you can have your products on your site, and then you quote come to us because you're seeing your products. It's like, let's say you took that banner, it's actually a banner in your e-commerce system, and you're punching out to us in that iframe with just the customization page. So just that product builder. So we can fill your site with categories and products from our site, right? That's the speed to market. You get it on your site right away. You can mix it with your products. It can work easily that way. But what Megan's describing is that you would have all on your site, your products, but in order to, you want to control all those search terms, then you would come to us through the, integration. It's kind of like a lower level in the process. So the customer wouldn't see any of, they would all see your information. I feel like that's really tricky to describe. And when you do your flash appraisal, Megan can actually show you these and be a little bit more clear in how you can do it. And then I think, honestly, I think it's just one of those things you got to hear a couple times, and then it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and we can definitely dig deeper into it and talk about, when it's you, when it's us.
Yeah,
all that.
Great. Okay, there's a couple questions about like shipping, UPS, FedEx accounts. Can you do that? So I'm going to assume we're talking about NavInc. So it's still your e-commerce site and just our integration for those products. So yes, you would still be using your shipper number. Again, it has nothing to do, that would just be part of the integration, I guess. So that when we ship it out, it's using your number, I guess. Is that how it works then, Kate?
It is, yes. So we can still preserve your own accounts or your clients' accounts, and we have that all flow through the integration. That's part of the setup for the integration when we connect with you.
Mm-hmm. How long are products ordered for how long are products stored for reorders?
We have products available for reorder. I think it's minimum 1 year. So I think it even goes beyond that. And we have the ability then to make those products available for your customers to reorder. In some cases, that's a really big tool for customers to go back and be able to re-access a layout that they use commonly and be able to order that really easily. So that's a great tool for us.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so I think we've answered those. Can I use your product builder even with items on my site? Yes, that was what Megan was just describing. So the product is on your site, and the configuration of that particular banner or business card or poster or shirt or whatever it is would come to us. Okay, good. Okay, so I know we have taken up more of your time than we promised, but thank you so much, you guys. We really appreciate all the good questions and everything. We know there's a lot. There's so many nuances with each of your e-commerce sites. So, please know that this flash appraisal is something that we can do quickly, or like Megan said, you can take a little longer, do a deeper dive, but that's been really important for us. Please fill in the survey that we have at the end when you close off of the webinar. You can also indicate the flash appraisal there. Those surveys are really important for us for guiding future webinars. So thank you so much. We are so glad to have had you here. Thank you to Megan and Kate for all your tips and experience. And next month, we are going to be talking to you about driving new sales and with new prospects. And we're really going to talk about like how to reach some new generations as well to add sales for your site or your company in general. So thank you so much to everybody for your time and engagement today. Stay safe, stay resilient. Thank you. Bye-bye.